In today's video we're going to be going for a quiet stroll around Paphos Harbour. That's near Paphos, the archaeological site there, the entrance to it. That does get very busy. It takes a good couple of hours to walk around it. Now I have done it on a video which I can upload. But today we're just going to be going for a leisurely stroll up and down the harbour. Now the weather conditions are pretty good when we done this video, around 25-26 degrees, so warm but not oppressively hot, which can be a bit much for some people. It was in April when we visited. Good time to come in my opinion. Not too hot but very pleasant. So we're just walking along the harbour now towards the castle, and you've got the fish restaurants along here. These are the most popular ones, they're pretty much open all year round. Some of the restaurants obviously are seasonal, it's not worth them staying open in the winter months, but these ones are pretty much open all year as far as I know. Now they're quite good, the restaurants. They obviously going to try and get you into them, but they don't pester you or follow you up the road like some places, so it's not too bad. You can come in and have a drink or a bite to eat if you want. They'll ask you, this guy is here, but it's not too bad. I quite like it. You're not trying to avoid them walking on the other side of the road and crossing over and so on, which you do get in some places I've visited. As the viewers are probably well aware, some destinations are like that. So we're just walking up towards the castle here. Now the last time we was here was about a year ago, 2025. It's currently 2026 at the time of making this video. Now these containers here on the right, they're new. Now they weren't there last time I was here, or if they were I didn't notice them, and they've converted them into restaurants by the look of it, with the glass panels that slide open. So it's quite an unusual feature really, these big sort of containers. But they actually work quite well, I think, with the old buildings. So you've got the old brick and stone buildings around the harbour, up the castle there in the background, and then you've got these little container restaurants. Obviously it's probably the cheapest and easiest way to add any additional restaurants and seating for people. You can just plonk them down, give them a lick of paint and turn them into a restaurant. And that one's empty, so they've obviously got plans for it. So I'm not sure if they were here last year. I don't remember them, but maybe they were. But anyway, we'll carry on walking up. Now on this little building here on the right, they have little craft fairs on. I think there is one on today, and we're going to go in and have a look, if it is. I think it is, yeah, there's people going in, so it is open. So we'll have a quick look in here. Last day, oh, there we go, so we've timed that quite well. So it's like arts and crafts where people, the locals, make their own pottery and paintings, jewellery, hats as you can see there, and glasses, handmade, most of them. not very big, but it's well worth a visit if you're here. So they've got some paintings on the wall there. We'll have a quick look at them. And fairly reasonably priced as well. You can get smaller ones there in a picture frame. There's a guy there actually drawing one as we speak. You can just take a look at some of the stuff he's done. There's some jewellery as well. So if that's your sort of thing, that's on, I'm not sure the dates, that was the last day, so maybe it's on every other week or once a month. So you can find homemade crafts, unique jewellery, pottery, mosaics and painted items. And also they do local produce. It wasn't there when we were there, but they do make homemade bakes, honey, traditional oils and preserves. Also clothing and accessories. And it's known as the Paphos Harbour Artisan Market. Features local crafters selling handmade goods, jewellery, pottery, paintings, clothes and unique souvenirs right by the castle at Paphos Harbour. And they pop up seasonally and periodically near the waterfront and around Cyprus. This is just one of many. There are some in the old town as well. So if you're here, it's well worth having a look. So we're just coming back down past these restaurants again. I'm having a closer look at those. But they sort of stick out a little bit, don't they, with the old buildings, but it kind of works as well. So we'll just carry on walking down a nice leisurely stroll. One of the good things about Paphos Harbour is you don't have to be going anywhere or doing anything, though there are plenty of things to do, like the restaurants, the archaeological sites, the castle. You don't have to do any of them if you don't feel like it. If you just fancy a stroll, walking past the shops, the restaurants. As I say, they don't hassle you too much to come in, so you can just take a leisurely stroll, sit by the waterfront, and you can even go for a swim as well. A lot of the locals do that. I did show that in a previous video where people each morning go for a swim in the harbour. You can pretty much do it all year round. Obviously it's going to be warmer in the summer months, but it's still comfortable to do it all year round. And there's the Pelican restaurant. No sign of the Pelican today though. Maybe he's having a nap. No sign of him. No sign of Coco the Pelican, I think his name is. And then just there on the right, that's where you get the boat trips. Again, they try and get you to come in, particularly in the busy months, but they're not over pushy, so it's all good. A couple of kids playing football there, little souvenir shops. So that's one of the good things about Paphos, is you can just come and watch the world go by. Some places you visit, you feel like you feel obliged to do as much as you can and cram it in to a busy day, busy schedule, but you don't have to do that here, I find. It's there if you want it, but if you don't, that's all good. And there's Theo's restaurant as well by the sea. So as I say, there are plenty of places to get the boat trips. There's no shortage of them. And also they'll come round the hotels as well. We had a guy come round at the St George Hotel, which is where we're staying. Tried to sell us one, but again, not too bad. You can just say no, we're okay, or we're thinking about it, and he'll give you his card, his number. You can give him a call if you want. They've got Theo's restaurant, King's restaurant. There's another one there. There's not many people in that one. But then again, it is quite early in the season and it's only early afternoon. That'll probably fill up later on. So if you keep strolling on down this way, that'll bring you to the Kato Paphos, which is just off the beaten track. You can follow that. I did do that in an earlier video where you've got the St Paul's Church and St Paul's Pillar, which is quite a famous archaeological site. Really nice church there as well, which I've done in a previous video where we're visiting. But if you turn up here, this is where the bus station is. And there on the left is near Paphos. And as I say, that is a really big archaeological site, that one. It's probably takes about 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours to get round it all. It does get very busy as well. You get a lot of coaches coming in from different parts of the island to visit that. There's a lot of history, mosaics and historical artifacts. It's well worth a visit. It's not too expensive either. It's only around about, I think it was €5 or €6. But we'll cover that in a forthcoming video. We're just going to walk up to the bus stop here. Now Paphos is well served with buses, so from all different parts of the island you can come here. There'll be a bus and they're pretty good as well. Every 15 minutes we find that they're coming along. Maybe a bit less on a Sunday, but mainly in the week, because there's a lot of people obviously working in the hotels. They need frequent buses to get to and from work. So you can check on your phone, or you can check at the hotel before you leave what number you want. We were using the 615, which takes you to St George Hotel and up towards Tomb of the Kings and Coral Bay. So that's going north. And going south will take you to the airport. So as I say, they're pretty frequent, the buses, not bad. Single deckers mostly, but there's always plenty of room. We're just going to walk. Oh, I think there's our one pulling in there. Well, we'll have to be a bit quick, we'll miss it. There's not anybody getting on it, so we need to be quick. Few people getting off, not many people getting on. Oh, the doors are closing. Is he going to let us on? Nearly. Yes, he is. Yeah, that's good. So, as I say, they're pretty frequent, the buses. Coming every 10 or 15 minutes. And they're very friendly, the bus drivers as well. It's generally cash, probably about €2. Just to travel. Or you can get a day saver. I think they're about €6 and you can travel on any bus in that day, up and down the island. As you can see, it's quite empty, plenty of seats. We're just going to sit down now and go back for a bit of lunch at the St George Hotel. So as always, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll get you in the next one. Bye for now.